Walk with me.
Judge me, O my God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. Deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man, because of the oppression of the enemy. O send out thy light and thy truth, and let them lead me. Let them bring me to thy holy hill and to thy tabernacles. Then I will go to the altar of God, unto God my exceeding joy. Yeah, upon the heart will I praise thee. O my God, my God. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted within me? Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him, for he is help to my countenance and my God. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, those of you on this platform and shared platforms. We thank God for you. Yes, you're walking with Mr. Clay. We're walking through the Bible, pointing out different things, just like you would do a gamer's walkthrough. But the fact is that we're walking through these books. When you say walk through it means you can be reading and pointing out things. You can walk on a trail and point out different significant things about trees and all these other things. This is what we're talking about. Yes. And we also thank God for those of you with a hand clap, yes, that have been with us since the beginning. And we thank God for those of you that have been with us at thereafter and here and there's about. And we thank God for those of you who have just subscribed and those of you that are about to subscribe, calling those things that are not as though they are. Yes, all praises to the Most High, even the Most High Yah, our Creator. Yes. Now we ended in verse 6 of chapter 40. Whereas the Most High, chapter 40 of the book of Jasher, yes, the book of Jasher. We ended in chapter 6, where the Most High has confused the men of Beth-Korin. It's lands that are pretty near where Shechem is. In the background, you might see ruins of Shechem, different ruins of Shechem. Yes, as we did on the other day, we presented different ruins of Shechem. You can do your own investigation as you want to, but they're out there. I mean, people are there to share with you knowledge that we all might come into the speaking the same things of the Most High. Yes, even come to those things that are just plain as day. Just like you could say, where is Jebus? Where's Jerusalem? Where's the city of David? It's right there. It's right there. It's not really far from Shechem, to tell you the truth. And you say, well, maybe they changed things. No, they didn't change anything. They changed some things, like Jerusalem. Yes, that's a different Jerusalem. I think it's a Babylonian type. It's another name they use for that Jerusalem that was occupied or colonized in 1948. That's not the Jerusalem that the Bible is talking about. The Jerusalem is found in Tel Arad, the one that is depicted in the Bible, or the 66 books of that one book, and then in the books of Enoch, Jubilees, and Jasher, and also the Apocrypha. That is the original Jerusalem. Yes, because if you really think about it, the convenience of Rome, Italy, it's not going to go all the way down there to South Africa, no. If you're going to do that, then the whole books, all the books are wrong. Just throw them out, put them in the garbage, burn them, because they're lying. No, that don't even make no sense. How are you going to go, Rome's going to take and go all the way down there to South Africa? They would have took it over by now. Only thing I see is people trying to escape different European countries trying to get to South Africa so they can enjoy the beaches and colonize the beaches. That's all I see. But either way, the fact is that this makes sense. In other words, it makes sense. Kenya. No, God's told Abram that the land of Shem, he told them the land of Shem is from what? The Euphrates all the way to the brook of Egypt, which is the Nile, from my estimation. I might be wrong, but I think it's the Nile. And then you got that whole land all the way that they call Arabia. That's really the land of Shem. And Israel, Canaan, was to be part of Shem's land, and it was allotted to Israel. And God said, okay, I'm going to see how much you love me. I want you to get rid of these pagans out of this. They disgust me. And this is what is happening. Now, this is the first installment where they're in the land of Canaan fighting with these Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. They're fighting with these people, even the 12 sons of Jacob. You have thousands of people of the children that came after them, but now it's just a few hundred, or maybe just 1,000 men or so, just fighting against these thousands of men. But here God, he blinds them, and they fight against each other for so he turns them mad. So we have to realize God, he can allow evil. He also dispatches evil spirits too. They're created by him. Yes, I don't care how you look at it. God does it. He said, I create evil, didn't he? They do his bidding. Whatever's evil to you is evil. Good could be evil to you because you're evil. All right, let's continue. Verse 7 in chapter 40 of the book of Jasher. And verse 7 reads, and the people of Beth Koran fought the whole night, one man with his brother and the other with his neighbor. And they cried out in every direction upon the castle, and their cry was heard at a distance. And the whole earth shook at their voice, and they were powerful above all the earth. I mean, this was screeching, wailing, whatever you want to call it. It was powerful. And verse 8, and all the inhabitants of the city of the Canaanites, the Hittites and the Amorites and the Hivites, and all the kings of Canaan, and also those who were on the side of the Jordan, heard the noise of the shouting on that night. I mean, this is a shouting of war, of slayings, and all kind of manner of evil going on toward one brother against another. I mean, if you combine the things that's happening in the earth today into that one area, it would even be more, mind-boggling, and just it would drive a person crazy to hear such a thing. Verse 9, and they said, surely these are the battles of the Hebrews who are fighting against the 7 cities who came nigh unto them. Who can stand against those Hebrews? The fact is, Ebers, they're the children of Eber now. Yes, they are the children of Eber. And Eber was the son of Shem. Okay? Now, the fact is that who can stand against the Hebrews? Because they know God was on their side. These people have forsaken God, and their minds have been sneered with a hot iron, as you heard even in the new, what they call the New Testament or the letters. Sneered. Some of you cannot come to God. You will not come to God. You cannot believe in God. So those of you who God have chosen and you know the truth and you've experienced the truth, why are you turning to these people? There are spirits, if you read the book of Enoch, there are spirits that actually are with these people that will show them what may seem right, but is dead wrong, hellish wrong. They are bound for the promises of devils. Many of them are given powers of devils. These are the people, they are Shemites, they are Hamites, they're Japhites, but they're not Israelites. They're not the children of Jacob. And if you're swayed, you become just like them. God he shows you the truth for a reason, because he wants you to be with him. But if you choose to go that way, that's your choice. He gives you that choice. You're going to either choose life or death. That's absolute. There's no in-betweens. And he goes on to says, now, he said, who can fight against the Hebrews? In verse 10, it says, and all the inhabitants of the city of the Canaanites and all those who were on the other side of the Jordan were greatly afraid of the sons of Jacob. For they said, behold, the same will be done to us as was done to the cities. For who can stand against their mighty strength? Now, this is the thing. When that little stone spoken by Daniel, symbolic of the small people that are left, the remnant of the children of Jacob, that God have chosen out of many that have failed to the auspices of Satan. When they are hewn out of a mountain, this mountain represents the children of Jacob, even the sands of the sea. You read it for yourself. It's in the book of Daniel. There are many of you that have got some inkling of the word of the Most High know. And there was room, and it didn't hit the head. No, it didn't hit the head, because he was talking to Nebuchadnezzar. He was the head. No, they didn't subdue him. They didn't subdue Rome. They didn't subdue Gracia and Rome when they split. They didn't subdue Persia. They didn't even subdue Grecia. But the fact is, they will subdue. The people of the Most High will subdue those that all the mindset and all the devils that stand on top of, and doctrines and teaching that stands on top of these feet will smote them at the feet. Because if one is hit or knocked down or his feet is messed up, he will fall. And it says, and it said, we grind it to powder. In other words, it would no more exist. This is the word of the Most High. This thing is going to come to pass. I don't care how many rockets they got, how many ties and suits and hijabs they wear. I don't care. Doesn't matter. You can dope Bible, toting how many pulpits and how many they got in their congregation. It don't matter. God's getting the small people. That's why I don't mind about this suppressing of these things that I say by these platforms. It doesn't matter. It's getting to the ones it's supposed to get to. Doesn't matter. I look, yeah, I see. But the fact is that I'm always reminded, it doesn't matter, Tyrone. It doesn't matter at all. People watch, view, or whatever. If they listen all the way through or don't. God's word will not go out void, period. And his purpose will always be accomplished. Now, let's continue. It says now, and the inhabitants of the city of the Canaanites and those who were on the other side of Jordan were greatly afraid of the sons of Jacob, for they will say, behold, the same will be done to us as done to the cities, for who can stand against their mighty strength? And the cries of the Canaanites were very great on that night and continued to increase. They was fighting each other. It wasn't even Jacob's sons doing this. And they smote each other till morning. And the numbers of them were killed. Verse 12. And the morning appeared, and all the sons of Jacob rose up at daybreak and went up to the castle, and they smote those who remained of the Canaanites in a terrible manner. In other words, everybody ain't going to kill everybody. They got to take somebody to go ahead and sweep the floor. In other words, the sweeper. All right? They tell you in these assassination movies, okay? And they were all killed in the castle. And the sixth day appeared, and all the inhabitants of Canaan saw at a distance all the people of Beth-Corin lying dead in the castle of Beth-Corin and strewed about as carcasses of lambs and goats. See, many of you could look at these video games and movies and watch just the carnage and all the entrails and everything of humans. But then when the real thing happens, you're paralyzed. You given a reality wake up that war is hell. Hell meaning torment. That war is hideous. There is no mercy in war. Nothing. Even with those who are fighting for, whether they're fighting for resources down in the Congo, they have no remorse. All they can see is that little money above human existence. They don't respect the man. They don't respect the child. They don't respect that was where those people were born and raised, and that's their land. To say, well, we will help you. We will give you machines and try to help you with this, to cultivate this stuff so that we can get it to do our little phones and all these other things and our airplanes and our jets and stuff we will help you with this. But no, they do not care. You're nothing. You're less than nothing to them. And God doing them the same way. In the same, God is going to turn them against each other again. And those of you who will cleave to the Most High, you will clean up the mess. Even so says the word of the Most High. Just wait a little while. Your tears going to be dried up and turned into joy. You will go tiptoeing through the blood and everything up through the horse's bridle of these enemies that have counted you as nothing. God will do this thing. Just wait and see. If not, if you living right and you died right, God will show you even when he resurrects you from the dead. And 14, and the sons of Jacob led all the spoils which they had captured from Gash, and went to Methkorin, and they found the city full of people like the sand of the sea, and they fought with them, and the sons of Jacob smote them till the evening. Now this was the power of the Most High. He'd give them that strength. Ain't no way I can sit up there and fight all them people all day and night. Ain't no way. Even Samson, he flew thousands. Where did he get the strength from? Who created the body? Who causes man to rise up and lay down at night? Even the Most High. Yes. And the sons of Jacob did unto Beth-Korin as they had done to Gash and Taknach, and as they had done to Kazar and Sartan and to Shiloh. And the sons of Jacob took with them the spoil of Beth-Korin and all the spoil of the cities. And on that day, they became rich. They became rich. These people, because these people were so wicked, and that the people of Shechem, even that prince, Shechem himself, wanted something that was not his. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's daughter, his ass, his manservant, his maidservant, his daughter, his wife. No, thou shalt not covet. You're coveting his processes. You're coveting what God have given him, thy neighbor. Even down there in the Congo, coveting his resources to the point where you kill him. But God's going to get you back. You does this in a deniable way by paying low-life people to overcome them in other countries to do this. And you tied your hands while blood is dripping from them. Oh, God got you. You United States corporations and you corporations of different countries, God got you. And you governments that back them up with your policies and all. You got to die one day. But then your children, they're going to experience these things. You think you're getting away with. You think the Bible is a hoax. You think these holy writings are a hoax. Another thing coming, my brother. You're not my brother, but cousin, whatever you are. But either way. Now, and from the cities they left without the city, and they did not enter the city, for they said, perhaps, or peradventure, they may yet be more fighting against us, and they may come to besiege us in Shechem. And Jacob and his sons and their servants remained on that night, and the next day in the portion of the field which Jacob had purchased from Hamor for 5 shekels, and all that they had captured was with them. And all the booty or bounty or whatever you want to call it, or the spoil or what they took, the spoils of war, which the sons of Jacob had captured, was in the portion of the field. See, God was upset with these people. They were pagans, just as these people that are ransacking these poor countries. They're pagans. They say they believe in a Jesus, carry him on their necks and everything else, and find out this is nothing but a figment of their imagination. Some people came and the demons came and changed the letters. That's what they did. How in the world are you going to take 30 years of writing or whatever and compare that with thousands of years? Ain't no way. And the portion of the field immense as the sand upon the sea shore. And all the inhabitants of the land observed them from afar, and all the inhabitants of the land were afraid of the sons of Jacob who had done this thing. Now, it wasn't they should be afraid of the Most High. It's their God. He's their God. He's not 3, he's only 1. But yet he has myriads that he delegates and he issues his will to, that they might execute him. Excuse me. Now, and the inhabitants of the land observed him from afar off, and the inhabitants of the land were afraid of the sons of Jacob, who had done this thing, for no king from the days of old had ever done the like. See, they didn't listen to their fathers. They didn't listen to Shem. They didn't listen to Japheth. They didn't listen to Melchizedek, who is Shem. They didn't listen to Japheth. All these were taught by Noah, their father. They taught their children, and their children should have taught their children. But the thing went out when Noah even saw himself that his children were going astray and they were battling each other for no apparent reason. Now, 22. And the 7 kings of the Canaanites resolved to make peace with the sons of Jacob, for they were greatly afraid of their lives on account of the sons of Jacob. And on that day, being the 7th day, Japhia, the king of Hebron, sent secretly to the king of Ai, to the king of Gibeon, and to the king of Shalim, and to the king of Dulam, and to the king of Lachish. Another thing, now this battle of Lachish, the battle of Lachish also gives you a vivid, there are bones there. Gert Mueller and Anubantu, in their book, The History of the Ancient Hebrews and Arabs. They show where these people that are mentioned here are Negroid. By the Battle of Lachish, they measured everything, compared them to the Caucasians, to the current Arabs, and they got the history of how Muhammad came. It's a good book by Gert Mueller and Anubantu. History of the Ancient Hebrews and Arabs. Yes, good reading. Now, I adjure you to read that book. You're going to find out. All these people talking about Africa and United States, y'all need to go bury yourself somewhere, because the fact is, it was there all the time. Jerusalem. That was the center of the earth. Not longitudinally or latitudinally, but it was the center of the earth of where all things have occurred. Yes, even where you got the Garden of Eden and all those things where the rivers come together. They're there. You can walk them yourself. You get permission from the countries. You can walk them and see where these rivers come together. You ain't got to go through all these tributaries and all this other stuff and all that other junk. You ain't got to go through all that. The Bible says what it says, and that's what it meant. I mean, they didn't corrupt all the Bible. Please, give me a break. Everybody want to be something they're not. Why not just get along with the program? See, these people hated them because they were close to God. They did what God says. They were the children of Shem, the children of Eber. Yes, they were. They called them Hebrews or Ebri, whichever you want to call them. And what happened? The king of Lachish and the king of Chazar and all the Canaanitish kings who were under their subjection, saying, "Go up with me and come to me, that we may go to the sons of Jacob, and I will make peace with them, and form a treaty with them, lest all your lands be destroyed by the swords of the sons of Jacob, as they did to Shechem and the cities round it. And you have heard and seen. And when you come to me, do not come with many men, but let every king bring his 3 head captains, and every captain bring 3 of his officers, and come all of you to Hebron." And all that's on this map. "And we will go together to the sons of Jacob and supplicate them that they shall form a treaty of peace with us." In other words, now, it's not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, by my spirit, by my spirit, by my spirit. God is a spirit, and those that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. God is a spirit. You have to see God, know God. This is spirituality. This is spirituality more better than any voodoo, any worship that you could do of any entity. This is spirituality that God comes and he delivers you from the evil, even so that your enemies are subdued and they make peace. Even in this day and time, it can be done. It will be. Now, and all those kings did as the king of Hebron had sent to them. for they were all under his counsel and command. And all the kings of Canaan assembled to go to the sons of Jacob to make peace with them. And the sons of Jacob returned and went to the portion of the field that was in Shechem, for they did not put confidence in the king of the land. And the sons of Jacob returned and remained in the portion of the field 10 days, and no one came to make war with them. And when the sons of Jacob saw that there was no appearance of war, they all assembled and went to the city of Shechem, and the sons of Jacob remained in Shechem. In other words, they mend their wounds, talk. You know, if you were ever in the military and you either went either in training or you was either in battle, the last real battle, you know, or something like that, and when you got from that battle and you came back alive, many of you sit down, did the things that you had to do, you drank, you whatever you did, you talked and you joked or whatever, because that is your life at that time. You have no life apart from that. You can't even occupy yourself with worrying about what's happening back in the world. You have no, there is nothing, because you might not never see that again. This is your life, living day to day. And this is how we should live every day, day to day. Many of you, yes, tomorrow might come, but if it don't, you've enjoyed yourself today. See, Satan comes that you might be worried about this, worried about who got the best dress, the best this and best that. You worried about a husband and all. You live for today. Tomorrow is not promised. And if you should live till tomorrow, then you take care of that. It will take care of itself. A dog, a cat, animals, they live during the day. They live for the day. They eat for the night. And when the sons of Jacob saw that there was no appearance, go to verse 30. And at that time, at the expiration of 40 days, all the kings of the Amorites assembled from all their places and came to Hebron, to Japhia, king of Hebron. And the number of the kings that came to Hebron to make peace with the sons of Jacob were 21 kings. They knew that the children of Jacob were small in number, but they were mighty because of the Spirit of the Most High. I ain't talking about no Holy Ghost. The Lord thy God is one. God is a spirit. Come on, him. And the number of the captains that came with them were 69, and their men were 189. And all these kings and their men rested by the Mount Hebron. And the king of Hebron went out with his 3 captains and 9 men, and these kings resolved to go to the sons of Jacob and make peace. And with that, we're going to say, peace.
Walk with me.